What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kev. Welcome back to the channel. First and foremost, I want to give you guys a huge shout out because what you guys did in the last, I put a short and it was a poll to say, who do you have out of the three of Superman, Wolverine, or the Sentry? And you guys did not fail. Now, I'm not good with names, so I'm sorry if I don't say your name or give you the proper shout out that you deserve. But the comment that you have, and I'll have it up here somewhere, the comment that you proposed to say, well, if Lex Luthor is involved, he would give Wolverine kryptonite and infuse it with his antimanium. And I don't know if I said that right. And then that way he'll be able to fight Superman and beat Superman. So shout outs to you. You know who you are. I'll have you up here. And then the other comment that commented to that said along the lines of, it's whoever is writing the story. So whoever is writing the story will cater towards that character. So it all depends on who's writing the story. Now, if you want the Sentry to win, you're writing the comic, Sentry will win. There'll be a good fight, but Sentry will win. If you want Wolverine to win, there'll be a good fight, but then Wolverine will win. Essentially, Superman has a weakness, and it's kryptonite. So either way, for those who are more so going towards the Sentry, you would win. But if we take if we take the weaknesses out, even the mindset that the Sentry has, would he win? Maybe, I don't know. And then my man G Gordon, who's been on the show before, we've gone over the Pokemon Gold version, playing that, and we also did Dragon Ball Z Legacy Goku 2. I fell off on that, but I'm going to get back on there, and then when I do, I'm also going to have him back on, so we can always give that good commentary. And he also said that Superman would win, so shout outs to you, G, because you had my back. Well, that's just the beginning of this show, but you guys really clicked on to get into this week's comics. We have a lot of great comics that came out. We'll also do a little bit of ranting per usual, because it's just what I like to do. But we had some amazing comic books that came out. So without seeing this ugly mug anymore, let's just hop right into this week's comics. All right, so yeah, this week we had some Archie, and some The New Avengers, which I read The Avengers or The New Avengers back when it first started. When I first started reading comic books, we had a lot of DC more so than Marvel that came out. This is the Dark Knight issues right here. I'm pretty sure they're like a reprint. This comic, I'm skeptical about getting it. It's called Capes. I want to get it. Let me know down in the comment section if I should. I believe it's about I think that's the first issue. Yeah, it looks like it's the first issue. So I was thinking about getting that. If it ties into the Invincible comic, then I definitely will. There's a lot of aluminum going on here. This comic right here as well looks interesting. I didn't pick it up, but when I go back to the comic book store, I definitely will pick it up. But yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of aluminum comics that came out this week, and you'll see in a little bit why. Now, from what I was talking with Dave, and you guys should definitely go check out that video. I did an interview with Dave at Comic Collection. He's the store owner of the comic book store that I like to go to, in 83 Bustleton Pike, Feasterville, PA. Definitely hit up there. He's a cool guy. You will enjoy his company. He'll make you laugh and all that. But as we were talking about the aluminum foils that came out this week, as you see that Batman cover, um, brought to my attention that Marvel's aluminum foil comics are $14.99, whereas DC's comics might run you about $6 to maybe $8, depending on what comic it is, and what they're talking about. Fantastic Four looks good, the first issue, but I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Anyway, like I was saying, that's absurd that Marvel charges $14.99 for aluminum foil comic books, where DC, its competitor, charges cheaper. Now, granted, depending on the picture that's on the aluminum foil, is it really? But is it worth $14.99? Like, I've gone to his store and I see him price the comic books that that they put up, and he prices it, and then some of those comics, depending on good condition, what number this is of the comic, the artist that drew it, for the cover or whatever, and then he prices it off of it, because there's a guide. He's not just doing it off the whim. There's a guidebook. Oh, before I get back into that, the Green Lantern comic series has reached 600. Right, this comic that's coming out is the 600th comic book of the Green Lanterns Corp. And when I went in there, because obviously I got it because I'm reading it, but they went at $6.99 for this. I'm like, whoa, why is this $6.99? Then that's what had brought us into the aluminum foil of being, DC's cheaper than Marvel, the whole thing. But shout outs to the Green Lantern for getting up to 600. But yeah, so and so when he does his pricing for the comic books, they come out, and some of them reach the $14.99, some of them reach $20 something, and I'm just sitting here like, well, if this comic book is already priced at a high range, you gotta really really think about what you're going to get from the comic book store. Are you going to get there's some people that go to the comic book store and they get two of the same comics. One is for them to read, the other one is for them to put up because the art style is amazing, it's great. Earlier you guys had seen a blank cover. It was all white, and that's one of those things where you can take it to a comic book store, and whoever is the artist there, especially if they've done the comic, can you draw something on there, and they'll do a little quick touch up on it, and then you'll be able to put it away and say, hey, I got so and so to draw on this comic of Green Lanterns or whatever the comic is. But as I was saying, it's ridiculous that Marvel charges their aluminum foil for $14.99 when you got to price it. So then it comes to a question: all right, if you own a comic book store, how many of these copies are you going to get? And then what covers are you going to get? How many of the aluminum foil are you going to get? Nobody's going to be paying $14.99 for one comic, and they got all these other comics they got to buy. That's $4.99, $3.99, $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, $8.99. Depending on the price of the comic. Sorry about that, but saying that's ridiculous. So it's like, okay, buy the aluminum foil, but how many am I going to get? Not a lot. I just think with the way the economy is right now, with gas prices going up high and these comics are going up high, the fluctuation just ain't, the math ain't math. And if your bank account ain't trying to, what I'm saying, your bank account should be trying to get up higher, but we are everyday people. We struggle. $14.99 for aluminum foil is a little bit ridiculous, but that's a rant for another day, I guess. But I wanted to share my thoughts on that because that's ridiculous. As you see, there's a Sleepy Hollow. You saw the Punisher this week. Now, if you guys, I haven't read that comic yet, but it was I think it was a Batman and Deadpool issue that came out. This was back in 2025, about September-ish. But now there is a Superman Spider-Man issue that comes out this week. I think that's the real highlight of them all. As you see, Amazing Spider-Man. This story arc right now is amazing. The artwork is amazing. This is particular artwork. I want to say it's between issues uh, 12 through, I guess, before we get to these higher numbers, where there's this particular art. He can draw better than me, so I'm not. Let's just clear the air. He can draw better than me, but compared to the other art style that is drawn inside the book, I prefer like the Absolute Martian Manhunter. I love Martian Manhunter. That's my guy. But the art style, again, is abstract, and abstract can be beautiful in one's eyes. And again, I can't draw to save anybody's life right now. You know what I'm saying? I can't draw anybody's life right now. But come on, man. Why so like why are we drawing this for a character like that? You know, it's another rant for another day. As you see this aluminum foil, now that aluminum foil right there is only, like I think that was $5.99. But as you can see, the Superman Spider-Man crossover, a lot of covers for this one. As you can see, the amazing art style. These matchups, as far as the characters on it, obviously it's going to be more towards Superman and Spider-Man, obviously. But the little mix-up of different characters being put on here, I thought were a good mix-up. And you're about to see what I'm talking about as far as, Jimmy and the Carnage. That's a funny team mix-up for a cover art. And then we're going to get Supergirl, and Supergirl will be matched up with either Spider-Woman, and then Supergirl also got matched up with well, you'll see. We're about to see Supergirl, classic Supergirl, I believe, with Spider-Woman, and then this is I forgot, not Ghost Spider. Well, that's Ghost Spider and Supergirl. The other one, Cindy Moon. I love Cindy Moon. I like that mashup. Yeah. So these matchup of the cover arts for the Superman series is great. So as I was saying, Superman and Spider-Man, Marvel and DC are finally doing their mashup or their crossovers. There's no particular stories that's going to continue, so it's not like, okay, we read this one and then what's the next issue? Because from what I was told it was a Batman Deadpool, and then there was a Deadpool Batman, but the stories didn't link up. It's not like, oh, you need to read one to understand the other. It's just what they're doing right now, and so far I kind of like that. Ultimate Endgame. Let me know if y'all want me to read that, because it is going to be the end game for the Ultimate Universe, I'm assuming. And the only ones I really care for is Wolverine and Ultimate Spider-Man. I didn't really read all the other ones. But I do watch the other YouTubers that talk about the Ultimate comics. And I thought they were pretty good. But me personally, I don't really care other than for Wolverine and Spider-Man. Because Wolverine was pretty much based off of a Winter Soldier. And I thought that was a cool concept. So, that's pretty much my rant. Aluminum foil, Marvel, you got to dumb down the prices. At least bring it down to where DC is doing, $6.99, $7.99, depending on the comic that comes out. Like, make it affordable for everybody. And then, also too, you guys, let me know what you guys are going to pick for this week of comics. Absolute Wonder Woman came out, so I'm excited to get back into that series. I have a whole lot of Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter. I can't wait for Green Arrow to come out and see what they're doing. I believe there's another one. I think it's Catwoman is too, Absolute Catwoman. So I love the Absolute series. And it's a great journey. I can't wait for them to bring them all together, because that's the end goal, or the end game pretty much, is to bring the Absolute universe over into the main DC universe, and we're going to see what Darkseid decides to do. So Yeah, so here's my DC picks. We got Martian Manhunter. Really not a fan of the art style, but I'm not. I still love Martian Manhunter. So I had to get the Superman Spider-Man crossover. I definitely know I will get the Spider-Man Superman crossover. Then we have Superman. I believe this is issue 136, but Superman Prime has been making a thing. This guy changes teams up so many times. He's ridiculous, but a good story nonetheless. And Justice League Unlimited. I love reading this series because it reminds me of the cartoon. Growing up, Justice League Unlimited was amazing, and some of the storylines correlate to that. We have the Green Lanterns course. Again, this is the 600th issue. That was $6.99. I'm not happy about the price, if you can hear it. We got the Flash coming up. I got done reading one of his story arcs, and I just been collecting more, so I can't wait to read them. And then we have our Absolute Wonder Woman. I love the story arc. I love what's going on in Absolute Universe. I can't wait for the crossover. For Marvel, we have Iron Man. My Marvel list is short. And then we have Godzilla Roar, which is issue 2. I didn't read issue 1 just yet, but I'm waiting to read these two back to back. That way I can have some of a story. And then for my independent comics, we have Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles issue 5. All right, so that was this week's comic list. Let me know what you guys pulled off the rack. Did you like what I pulled off the rack? I'm not really into Marvel that much as I am as DC, and with all that ranting I did about money and how to spend it wisely, like, it makes sense that I didn't go that crazy as I normally do. The Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles crossover is pretty good, so I definitely love to read that, and hopefully you guys are able to read it. Let me know what you guys pulled off the rack, if you have pulled off anything off the rack, or are you guys just reading Kickstarter comics, like the guys that tell good stories but can't necessarily sell in the stores because if they work for one of the major companies, they're not going to sell that story? Or if are you in the Kickstarter, let me know. I would like to know. I got a couple of stories. How can I get into it? You let me know. And definitely comment down below. The guys definitely, I told them they seen it, that you guys agree with them in the comics. So we came up with an idea that we can't wait to sit down and actually record. So look out for that. Definitely go check out the video I posted, I want to say yesterday, whenever I posted of me going to the comic book store and interviewing Dave, the comic book store owner. You guys will get a kick out of it. It was a great interview. I enjoyed talking with Dave as always. But that's enough of this. You guys, I appreciate everything that you do. You guys are amazing. So shout outs to you guys. And I've been Kev. You've been you. Let's stay in tune.